First look of Elliot Page cover of upcoming memoir. Get ready to read all about Elliot Page. The actor, producer, and activist has announced a new memoir, Pageboy, which is set to be released next summer. The actor took to Instagram to share his feelings. The post said, quote, "Writing a book has come up a few times over the years, but it never felt right, and quite frankly, it didn't feel possible. I could barely sit still, let alone focus long enough to complete such a task. At last, I can be with myself in this body. So, I've written a book about my story. The act of writing, reading, and sharing the multitude of our experiences is an important step in standing up to those who wish to silence and harm us. Books have helped me, saved me even. So I hope this can help someone feel less alone, feel seen, no matter who they are or what path they are on." End quote. Page has quite the story to tell. He started acting in Canada at age 10, and by 20, he was starring in movies like Hard Candy and Juno, the latter of which earned him an Academy Award nomination. He continued starring in big projects, including X-Men movies where he was the object of homophobic bullying by director Brett Ratner. In 2014, he came out as gay, being one of the biggest Hollywood stars to do so. Honestly, I have so much respect and appreciation for Elliot Page. He has not only been public about his transition, but also stands as an advocate and wants to use his platform to help others step into that same strength in order to do the same. And so I really do appreciate him.
Yeah, it really brings me hope about how open he was about the entire transition, and while there was absolutely backlash from it, how sort of welcoming most people were about the situation, how quickly we adapted to it. Because in reality, we just want people to be who they are, comfortable in who they are. And now that Elliot feels comfortable in their own skin enough to write a memoir, that's honestly so amazing, and I'm truly so happy for them.
It takes a lot to write a memoir before you're even 30.
That means you've been having you go through a lot.
Yeah.
But just to piggyback on what you said, it's great that you have a celebrity who's sharing their transition. They're inspiring. They are inspiring young people to be themselves and have no fear. And Elliot Page could lose everything, but no, I'm going to be myself.
He still gains something from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it is definitely inspiring. So
to really figure out who I am at the same time as someone so public about it, it's just like, damn.
That is courageous.
Yeah.
It is courageous. Yeah. So
I'm adding it to my Amazon book list at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. First, second, it's in Barnes & Noble. We're going.
Yeah, I have met Elliot. I have not met Elliot since he announced his transition. I was lucky enough to meet him back in the day, back in the Juno days. But just the way he's had to live his life publicly, or has chosen to live his life publicly, certainly. And he's going to look back at those days, because when he was in Juno, he was playing a woman. A teenager who was pregnant,
and he's playing a woman.
Well, yes, and I choose that word. Carefully, but he's going to be able to. He owns it. He says this was my journey, and he's okay with those clips playing because that's how he was at the time, and even if he was uncomfortable, he expressed it when he came out in 2014 as gay. I believe he came out as a lesbian. He didn't come out as trans until just a couple of years ago. And kudos to the Umbrella Academy. Usually when one of your stars goes through that kind of personal change, we'll just write you out or we'll recast the role.
Yeah.
They rewrote the role for him. And so and I think that's a sign of where Hollywood is hopefully moving as we go forward.
The other thing, it's just for any trans person, when you transition, it's already messy enough, but having to top it off that you're a public figure and had the choice to even walk away, because the reason I'm saying that is just that it's I have to keep emphasizing how courageous that is, because I'm actually in my transition being filmed and to have that, and you mentioned that. So Elliot Page having that resume out in the public and on films on there, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.